So the first part I'm going to cover is some basic operations of the Blue Streak POS system. Obviously, when we sign in, we're going to use whichever codes we need to use, whether we're using a day cash code, a night cash code. For clocking in and out purposes, we're able to go into time clock. We're able to clock in, clock out. We're able to do our cash management, what I'll get into a little bit more in detail. And we also have the start break functionality. So I'm going to clock in, clocking in as a cashier. And now I'm clocked in 11:06. Very easy how to clock in and clock out. We're going to go into new bill features. Also clocking in, we need to cash in. Cashing in is a method to keep track of all of our money that we have going through our system. It's a separate function from clocking in. This is the forced order type screen. So on the new version, we're forcing the order type on the front POS stations. On the drive-through station, we have no need to force it as it's always drive-through. So I'm going to go and select it's dine in, and I'm going to open up my order screen. Ordering is very simple. Simply go in, order the item that we selected to have. You'll notice that the top section is going to change based on what I have ordered and guide me through the questions of what I am ordering. If I don't order anything, this is my menu with all my menu pages, and I can simply deviate and go through my menu pages and then select the items I need to select. So let's go through an ordering process. We'll order an item. It's going to guide me through these questions. The idea here is that we answer the questions below. These are buttons, and they can be selected. However, in basic training with cashiers, we rather them simply answer the questions below so that they do not skip over anything. As a cashier gets more used to the system, they can jump around. We just advise them not to because we don't want them to forget things. There are certain questions that are forced and certain questions that are not forced. For example, this question would be forced and the system will remind them that they didn't answer it, but the drink question is not forced, and therefore if they skip around and do not order the drink, the customer will not get the drink that they've ordered. So we really like the staff to go in order. So in this case, regular or spicy, I'm going to order regular. We have our options. If they want any upsizing, the system will automatically charge the upsize accordingly. This cashier does not need to know about the pricing. It's simply the difference in price between what comes with it and what they are wanting. Go through. What type of salad would I like? What type of drink would I like? And again, upsizing for bottle automatically. And would I like to order gravy or not? When the cashier sees this back again, this is telling them that they have finished making the order, and there's obviously to say, would I get you anything else today? When we want to modify an item and change an item, so in this case, they don't want a medium taters, they want to make this a small tater toppings, they simply highlight what they want to modify, hit modify, and it will take them right back to that question where they can change their answer. In this case, they want a small taters with toppings. You'll notice the price automatically changed to what they want. What does it come with? Any other questions that are offered here? Any other questions that are offered? In this case, if they want to add chicken. If they do not, we simply hit done. And now we have our substitution. Anything that's indented here, we never want them to use the void button. We are not going to void this and ring in something else. We are simply modifying this. If they want to void this item, they void the main item and it will take the whole item away. And now I can start from scratch if they wanted a two-piece instead. If I need to modify the main item, in this case I want all white meat, the same thing applies. We highlight the item that we want to modify, we hit modify, and it will bring back all my questions. In this case, I have a chicken mods question where I can go through all my different chicken mod variations, and I can go two-piece all white, and I am done modifying, and it will put my surcharge in. Same thing applies if I order a Big Mary sandwich and I need to get to my sandwich mods. I can do it at this time. This is where some of the advanced cashiers know that they don't have to wait to the end. They can actually select this button right now and go no pickle, as long as they remember to go back and go Big Mary sauce. They want to make it a club and know they do not want taters. If I need to modify it after the fact, the same thing applies. I hit Big Mary, I hit modify, and I can go back to my sandwich mods. So this is basic operations on when I'm going to be ordering and how I use my modify or void button. Cashier is going to ask the name. Then we simply go bill functions. We go label bill, and we can simply type in the name of the person that's ordering their food. Then we're going to go to the settle page. We're going to take payment for this. These are fast cash buttons that change on every single bill. So in this case, since the bill was 1966, the first number was $20. If we actually canceled this and added something else to the bill, a can of pop, and the bill was 2111, the first button is no longer going to say 20, it's going to now say 22. If the customer gives any one of these buttons, they simply select it and everything else will follow suit. Cash drawer opens, the change is displayed. To start a new bill, we hit save and leave. And again, forcing of my order type. If the customer gives a payment method, an amount that is not listed in here, they can simply type it in. In this case, they gave $16. I need to put my zeros in, and I'm simply going to hit enter. And again, the same thing applies. Save and leave starts a new bill. Changing your form of payment from cash to another form of payment is just by selecting any of these buttons. Cash is selected. I'm simply changing it to any of these other methods, and it changes up here. Once I have the method I want selected, I simply highlight it and I hit enter, and it will close the bill to that method. If it was a gift card or credit or debit, so it will then send to my Chase device for processing there, and once it is paid, it will come back and close the bill. We also have multiple discounts. Underneath my payment buttons are green arrows. I can scroll down and to go through all my different discounts that are into the system, whether they are staff meals, manager meals, employee discounts, free Big Mary sandwiches, LCM sampling. Any discount program by head office will be listed here.
Jared, the U.S. Jared?
Yes.
I have a question. The USD that's showing there under method of payment, is that for U.S. currency?
That is correct. U.S. currency is in everyone's system, and their exchange rates are different in everyone's system. It's actually a store is able to select what U.S. currency they want. In this case, in cash, they owe me $14.68. And based on how this system is set up, if I select U.S., they owe me $13.85 in U.S. If the customer pays with a $20 U.S. bill, the change is automatically converted back to Canadian, and the exchange rate would be listed here. Now, obviously, this is a little outdated at 1.06%, but a store can request support to change that exchange rate to whatever they want.
Okay, that's good to know.
Good question. Some coupons are scoped to specific items. If I scroll down here and I notice that there's a 6-piece coupon, this is actually one of the old comp cards, but the same would apply to even the Big Mary sandwich, the kids meal, the birthday meal. These type of coupons are scoped to specific items. So what that means is I can't just select it like I would normally with a staff meal or a manual discount. I actually have to select the menu item on the left-hand side and then select the coupon I want. So I'm going to try to do this 9-piece coupon on a 9-piece item on a 6-piece coupon, and you will notice that it will not let me. Because they're scoped to specific products, I must select the proper menu item with the proper coupon, and then it lets me. Anytime a piece of paper is handed in, you'll notice that no security was prompted up to be given because I have something tangible. And if there was no piece of paper handed in and I tried to simply do a staff meal working, it's going to let me know that I'm not authorized, at which time I can simply enter in my code or swipe my card, and this will now discount my bill with whatever I'm doing for that method. That is how all the coupons work below.